Hi DVC fan, Paul and Amy here. We're super excited to finally show you a refurbished studio at Bay Lake Tower. After 3 failed attempts to get a refurbished room, we are so thankful for our community. You guys always pull through. Special thanks to Patrick and Tina Henshaw for letting us borrow your room. As always, our content is brought to you by the World of DVC Resale Market, where you can buy and sell a Bay Lake Tower contract, Monera Financial, who can help you finance that contract, and the DVC Rental Store, where you can try before you buy or rent out your own points. Let's talk point cost. This is a Lakeview studio. Tonight, we are in February. It's actually one of the higher seasons because this goes through spring break. It is 21 points. It is a weekday. This room can go as high as 31 points and as low as 16. This is Bay Lake's first full refurbishment. If you watch our shows, you might remember Derek saying that the previous rooms were the exact same models that he was showing in Chicago at the Doorway to Dreams. When we walk into this room, the first thing that we are greeted with is this large full-length mirror. Bay Lake is one of the smaller studios of the DVC family. This is a lock-off, so right next to that we do have our lock-off door into the one bedroom. And here we have the bathroom. You do have a sliding, kind of like a barn door to get in, saves on space. The bathroom is a little different than most studios where you have the sink outside. Everything is inside this smaller room. So over here we have a single sink. It does have a nice lit mirror, a little tiny bit of storage underneath, and then we have some storage here on the side. Since it's a full refurbishment, we do have a brand new shower with beautiful tile. We've got a rainfall shower head, a detachable shower head. We've got a little bit of storage here, and then you've got the toiletry pumps. This shower also has a sliding glass door. My favorite thing about the Bay Lake refurbishment is the artwork. It is very Mary Blair style, but it was done by Disney artist Joey Chu. So throughout, you'll see a lot of artwork, very colorful, reminiscent of the parks. You can see that this is obviously Liberty Square, and I'm really hoping that we get an art kiosk soon where we can order some of this. The studios at Bay Lake have a really interesting kitchenette situation in that you have this little alcove. It looks like it should be a full kitchen, but it's just a kitchenette, but it does have its own space. One thing that I thought was really cool was the artwork over here, pictures of Roy Disney, and it looks like they are on the contemporary grounds. You can see the monorail and some of the land. I'm loving the new tile here for the kitchenette backsplash. One of the things that is going into new refurbishments, which is a great amenity, is the Keurig Duo, so that you have the option of doing a full coffee pot or a single serve cup. And then we just have a little bit of storage here in a drawer, and then you'll find your trash recycling underneath that. Across from the coffee pot, we've got the rest of our kitchenette. There is a really large storage drawer that you can pull out right here on the end. The refrigerator is a refrigerator, but there is no freezer space in it. It is a pretty good size mini fridge. And then we do have some paper products along with your toaster in here. So the plates and the bowl and the coffee is paper, but there's also some additional glass and ceramic mugs. As part of the refurbishment, we also have a new microwave, and then you've got this nice new countertop with a single sink, and then the pretty green backsplash carries over to the rest of the kitchenette. Right before you walk into the living space, you're going to have some storage here in this closet. This is where you're gonna have some hanging space, as well as extra pillows and blankets, your safe, a luggage rack, an iron, and an ironing board. In the main living area, we do have a queen size bed. The headboard does have some built-in reading lights, which is typical for the newer refurbishments. We also have a light here on the side. And then underneath that light is going to be charging on both sides. We do have two regular plugs, a USB and a USB-C. And then under that, we have the floating nightstand. It is a smaller nightstand, but it does give each guest space to sit their things. Continuing with the Joey Choo artwork, we've got this Tomorrowland piece representing a lot of the rides. You can see Space Mountain, Astro Orbiter, Buzz Lightyear, a little bit hints of the People Mover. And then we do also love just a little bit of color you get from the accent pillow. Across from the bed, we've got this accent wall, and if you look at it closely, you'll notice little parts that represent the Mary Blair artwork in the Grand Canyon Concourse in the main contemporary A-frame. I love the goat there. And then as we come down, you're going to have your smart TV. It does swivel, so you can move it a little bit. And underneath of that, we've got some countertop space, and then you've got 6 storage drawers. Continuing on with this furniture piece, we do have some charging here. You got 2 regular plugs, a USB and a USB-C, some more countertop space. You can use this as a desk or a table. It is important to note there's no more table and chairs in this studio. They did take that out. Here you do have a little stool, so if you want to work or eat on this surface, and then we've got a storage cabinet. Next to that storage unit, we do have this, it's sort of like a bench slash luggage space in case you want to have your suitcase open. This is the space that was previously occupied by the table and chairs, so they've decided to put this there in lieu of a table and chairs. And then one thing I wanted to point out, Patrick and Tina showed this to us, the curtains no longer have sheers with them. We just have a single blackout curtain. Over here by the couch, we do have a very colorful rug. I love how it ties all the colors together. The coffee table here is a little different than we have in some of the studios. It does not pull out into a table. It does have some tabletop space, but it's a little lower, and some bench space. And then it does have some storage underneath in both sections. I thought it was really interesting that they have included some instructions finally for opening the Murphy bed on top of this coffee table. Over here, the artwork on the Murphy bed does not disappoint. We've got both the A-frame and Bay Lake Tower represented with the monorail. And then coming down, we do have our couch that is going to turn into the queen size Murphy bed once we pull it down. One thing I do want to remind you is before you pull down the Murphy bed, you do want to move the coffee table out of the way. It is on wheels, and you want to move the pillows off of the couch. We pull down the Murphy bed, absolutely loving this artwork. Cinderella's castle with the fireworks at night. Really hoping they do an art kiosk so that you can purchase this. This Murphy bed does have charging on both sides. We've got 2 regular plugs, a USB and a USB-C. There's also a light switch on the side over there where you can turn the light at the top on. It is important to note though that if you are charging devices, there's not really anywhere to sit them. If you're on this side, you can share the floating nightstand. If you're on that side, you don't really have an option. We've got a decent sized balcony for a studio. One thing that we noticed right away is this furniture is great for the balcony. It's one of the more comfortable furnitures for a DVC balcony. Very good, comfortable chairs, nice sized end table here. And then we are on a lake view room. So you've got a beautiful view in the middle here of Bay Lake. I'm here with Patrick Henshaw. It is his room that he allowed us to see. And this is your first time seeing the refurb too. What do you think?
Yes, it's nice, very nice. I'm so glad you guys could come over and check it out. But we were excited to be able to get the refurb room. We weren't sure when we checked in if we were going to be able to get it or not. And so we were excited. I think there were some nice updates about it, and we really like it.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and honestly, we tried a couple times and didn't get a refurbished room. We think they have opened some new inventory up. What's funny is that Patrick is right on the cusp of where the old carpet meets the new carpet. So just made it.
Right.
Okay, I thought they just got here because the room looks like they just checked in, but they actually stayed last night. They're just really good at making the bed and Mickey towels, apparently. But what have you noticed in staying here for the last night? Is there anything out of place, or is there anything about the refurb that you're concerned about?
The only concerns I would say were not having the sheer curtains. Would like that rather than just the blackouts or nothing at all, right? So that was one thing. The other thing I noticed was, for me, wasn't a big deal, but for somebody taller with the shower, right? The shower head. For me, I'm 5'9", so I still had probably another 6 inches to that shower head.
Yeah.
But if there's somebody that's going to be 6 foot or 6 foot, probably more than that, probably 6'5" or something, they might have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I noticed that was a negative.
Yeah, the shower is a good point. So if you're taller, just beware. It might be a little bit of a challenge. All right, Patrick, tell us where you own your DVC and why you bought there.
Okay, so our home resorts are Riviera, and we bought direct through Disney at Riviera at 150 points. Of course, that was our minimum.
Yeah.
And we really liked Riviera, really saw that and saw really how upscale it was. And we really liked it. And there was a part about it that we kind of wanted to be direct.
Yeah.
You know, there was just that stigma there, and the few membership things that you get, right, for that direct, you know. So Riviera was our original, and then we bought resale with DVC resale, right? And actually Danny ended up helping us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we bought here at the Bay Lake Tower.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we did 150 there, and then we did 200 here.
Okay, and if you had to pick another resort, like what is on your mind next?
I'll tell you the one that's on my mind, and you know, I don't know how you guys are, but like I have to like talk my wife into it. I don't know if you guys are one or the other.
We've talked each other into different purchases.
Yeah. So I would say probably Polly would probably be the next that I'm interested in.
And you're touring the tower later this week.
We are. So yeah, we'll see that on Friday. So excited to see that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Well, thank you so much, Patrick, for joining us. Thank you for letting us see your room.
Hey, nice to meet you guys. Thanks for coming in.
That's going to do it for us. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the DVC Fan YouTube channel, join in the conversation, the DVC Fan Facebook group. For bonus content, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/DVC Fan. And again, a special thanks to the Henshaw family for letting us crash your room.